Hi everyone, welcome back to Ellie Pop's Bespoke YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute Christmas gift hair bows. What you're going to need today is some scissors for cutting the glitter fabric, a pen for drawing around the templates, and I've got templates today. You can barely see these because they're clear. This is my 4.5 inch template. And then I've got a smaller, not sure how big that is, I think it's 1.5 inch template for the bow in the middle. And then obviously 2 sheets of glitter in a choice of your colours. This one I've done in a nice purple and gold, but the one I'm going to be making today is going to be red and green. Now I think we're going to have a red gift with a green bow on top. So let's get started. So first of all, we get our red fabric and we draw around our larger template. Now these templates usually come in 3 parts. You get the bottom, the middle and a top layer. Now we're not going to use the top layer today, just the bottom and the middle, and we need to draw around each of those. And when that is done, we need to just cut them out. So once you have cut them out, you can go ahead and I've got a 65mm alligator clip. I'm going to just glue this one together into the bow shape. And then glue it onto the base. Like that. And then we can glue the clip on the bottom. And then we need to just set that aside, and we're going to have a go at making the smaller bow for the middle. So for this one, we're going to need our green or whatever contrasting fabric you're going to have. And we need to cut out a tail . And a bow. Now you could possibly use the smaller template that comes with your 3-piece template, but I think it needs to be even smaller than the bow that would usually go on top. So I've used the smallest one I've got, which I believe is from Pixie Bow Supplies, which I will put a link in the video's description to that website. They do ship worldwide. So I'm just going to cut this out. Now this shape isn't exactly the right thickness that I need for this bow, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. The tails on this are actually a little bit wider, and it's up to you. I just alter it very slightly. So I'll just cut it out and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're actually going to cut that in half as well, just like that. So we can go ahead and glue this together. Now on this template, I don't put, because it hasn't got very much room on these ends, I don't join it in the middle. I leave a gap. And that's because if I do join it in the middle, these sides overlap, and if you haven't hand cut them perfectly, you can see the back of it. So I leave a bit of a gap so that you can see the fabric a little bit there. And then we can go ahead and glue this onto the middle of this bow. Like that. Looking very Christmassy already. Now, these tails, I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to put these at an angle like this. And if I put those in there, they look too wide to fit on there, if you see what I mean. They're touching together in the middle. It doesn't look good. Now, if you see what I've done with this one, I've just trimmed them down and made them a little bit smaller, so there's a gap in the middle, as you can see here. So the way I did that is I just got one of these and I folded it in half. It's kind of a little bit tricky with it being glitter fabric, but fold it in half. And then from the top, literally just cut it smaller right down to the bottom point. So as you can see, it's now a lot narrower than it was. Looks narrower, but it's not actually that much been cut off. And then when you put it on there, it's a thinner tail. So you can then use this to cut your other one. So just line it up at the bottom, on the bottom V, and then just trim off those edges. And obviously you can do this to your preference on how you think it needs to look. If you like it thicker, that's completely up to you. I just prefer it being a little bit thinner. So then when we've got our pieces, it looks like that with a gap in it. So what you want to do is inside here where the bow loops are, that is where we're going to be sticking these tails inside that small green bow in the loops. So we turn it over here and we just put a little bit of glue on that top, and then we literally just put it in there. And what I like to do is, to make sure they all look the same, I get this end, this corner, and line it up with the curve of that bow there. And then I just push it down, or push it on the inside until it's stuck. And then do the same on the other one. Just some glue on the end there. And then push it in there. And again, I'm lining that corner up there with that bow. Just see here, it's lined up with the edge of that bow. And that way they're both even. Like that. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is get a piece of your green glitter fabric. This is where scraps come in extremely handy. So what we're going to do is cut a strip. You can measure this with a ruler if you like, but I like to just do it by hand. I'd say, it depends how thick you want it, maybe 1/2 centimetre wide. Just cut a strip like that. Just trim it down to make it a little bit thinner on this end, which is why you can do it with the tape measure if you want to. And then I usually just fold that in half and cut it. Then what you're going to do is we're going to go under this loop and just place it there, and lining it up with the V of the tail, we're going to just tuck it under like that. So when you know it's going to fit, because you might need a longer piece, we just put some glue on the back of that. Being very careful not to glue your fingers. We just put it back under there, line it up with the centre of that V, and then make sure, I usually put my finger inside the loop and push it down, because when this hot glue dries it's going to stay in that shape, so it won't flatten that loop. Because if you see, that loop's quite profound and that one's a little bit flat, and that's because we've put our finger in and then let the glue dry around it. And then we'll do the same on this side. Again, trying to line up with that centre of the tail. Put a finger in, make sure it lines up just visually across there. And there we are. And then we just need a strip for the middle. So I'm going to make some more of these. So I'm going to keep that because that's the right length for those. Just put that to one side, and then I'll cut this piece off here. Like I say, if you have any scraps from a previous piece of fabric you've used, that's perfect. And then I'm just going to cut a piece for the centre. It's roughly 10 mil, 1 centimetre wide. And then we just wrap that around the middle. So what I like to do is lift the clip, put some glue in the clip and just on the side, and then we put that glitter in the clip and pull it round. Then when we get to this side, we see it's a bit long, so I'll just get my sharp scissors, cut it down to the length we want, and then put some glue on that. Try not to get the glue on the tails on the way up. Then open the clip and push it down like that. And there we have a beautiful Christmas present bow. I like both these colour combinations. I think I might do another one as well. Maybe green and gold, maybe black and red. Could do a silver one somewhere. But whatever your colour preference is, these bows look gorgeous. I'll just give you a close-up there. There's that one. And they really are pretty bows. And like I say, this template is 4.5 inches, and this smaller one, I will put a link to it in the description from Pixie Dot. I think it's the small dotty bow. So there we are. Let me know if you're going to give this a try. Pop it in my group on Facebook. I'll also put a link to that in the description. Ellie Pops Bespoke YouTube on Facebook, if you want to go over there. Or you can just comment below on this video and let me know what you think to this bow. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.